Hey guys, this is JonTaun from Brohammer, and today I'll be bringing you round 3 of Shetland Apache's King's Cup tournament. Alright, so, as you know, I'm the Dark Elves in this tournament, and today I will be fighting Xiphos from the ODM clan. He is also Dark Elves, so we got a bit of a mirror match going on here. So for my army, I've got 4 Blackheart Corsairs, 2 Hogdeath Executioners, 1 group of Cold One Knights. I've got Malekith on a cold one here. I've got a Death Hag on her Blood Cauldron thing here. And I've also got a Spearman on this flank. And a Spearman on this flank. Paired with that Spearman, I've got some Witch Elves and some Dark Riders. And over here, I also have some Dark Riders. So, for my opponent, as you can see, he's got some Dark Riders right here. And for his main army, he's got Red Spears, Blackheart Corsairs, Cold One Knights, lots of Dark Shards with shields, 4 groups of those, some Bleak Swords, 2 of those, another Dread Spear, another Blackheart Corsair, 2 more in fact, 1 Witch Elf, another Dread Spear on the back, and another Cold One Knight. But for his Lord, he's got a Dreadlord with Sword and Shield, so he's going with a very wide build, and he outnumbers me by a lot. For magic, he has a Sorceress of Dark with Chillwind and Bladewind. Alrighty, so let's kick it in gear. So as you probably saw, these guys spawned on top of each other, so they're going to start fighting, and it should be a pretty even match unless one of us gets supported pretty soon. So I'm going to send these guys through the woods, expecting that he might have some cavalry coming down the woods, and we'll see how that goes. But I do have some Dark Riders. My plan is these guys can hold cavalry, and I can get these guys around behind the enemy line to get into things like Dark Shards, which can be very dangerous. And you may have noticed I haven't actually brought any ranged units of my own in this army. So I'm going all in on the melee here. So all these Blackheart Corsairs, they'll be able to trade well with other Blackheart Corsairs, of course, but they're also going to absolutely just shred Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, and Dark Shards. So I'm going to drop a Gaze of Malice and a Chill Wind on these guys, and takes off quite a bit of damage here. They're going to start firing at Malekith, so I'm going to move them out of range. And I'm just going to be throwing charges through the entire front line. So he's going to have some Spearmen come over here, but these Spearmen, along with these high DPS Witch Elves, are going to get through them pretty quick. I do charge in my Dark Riders at first, just to the charge, as they were not braced. But I'm going to pull them out and get them around to go around the flank. He's going to send these Cold One Knights over here, and perhaps he didn't realize that these were Witch Elves and Dread Spears paired together, but he's going to send those Cold One Knights in that battle. So I'm just going to send my Hogdeath Executioners and Bleak Swords down the middle, and I'm going to have my... holy cow. Malekith just punted that Dreadlord across the field. But I wasn't paying attention, and here comes the Witch Elves. So I immediately realized this, and any moment now, I'm going to pull out Malekith. Thankfully, none of these ladies get their paws on Malekith. So I realized that, and you can see the move orders going frantically this way as my front line of Hogdeath Executioners and Blackheart Corsairs breaks through his Bleak Swords and Blackheart Corsairs. So I see an opening in the front line, so I'm going to send my Cold One Knight straight through and onto these Dark Shards. These Dark Shards are doing a lot of damage to my Hogdeath Executioners. Thankfully, I am able to get Malekith away from his Witch Elves, and you can see his Witch Elves are taking a lot of damage from, I guess, these Dark Riders and magic. I used a Gaze of Malice and a Chill Wind on them. So with the help of his Death Hag, I am terror routing and just breaking through his front line pretty dang fast. And at this point, his Dark Shards are actually have gotten intermixed with his melee units. So this is not looking good for him. He sent some Dark Riders into the back of these Hogdeath Executioners, but I didn't do a counter charge, so that could have gotten worse. And I have Malekith just hunting down this Dreadlord with Sword and Shield. And at this point, I'm not really worried about the Witch Elves. I feel like I have enough units to support on this side of the field. Even if Malekith does rampage, it's not going to be a big deal. So, my Cold One Knights over here, I got him in here trying to muck up this Dreadlord with a Sword and Shield to make sure he cannot go anywhere. In the meantime, I got Malekith just passing through him, trying to get through his own guys to attack him there. And he's going to go down soon. And as you see, the terror from this Death Hag is just destroying his infantry. I mean, he didn't bring any high tier infantry. And honestly, even if he had, this Death Hag just wrecks high tier infantry like Hogdeath Executioners. Though, he probably should have tried to get his Witch Elves on her and got some spears on her as well. So I got my Cold One Knights into these guys to try to stop them from firing, and now I'm sending my Cold One my Blackheart Corsairs, that is, into the Dark Stars to keep them from firing. I do a counter charge with my Cold One Knights into his Cold One Knights. Mine are at lower health, but we got plenty of support here, so I'm pretty confident about this. Plus the fear and terror from this Death Hag should really help. And you see they do rampage. We did kill his Lord in here, and we were able to rout off his Sorceress of Dark Magic as well. So that's going to be a victory for me. So let's look at that in-battle screen. Malekith over here doing great. Witch Elves did pretty good too. These Dread Spears did good at just holding the flanks. And these Blackheart Corsairs, along with the Hardeneth Executioners, just cut swaths through his Blackheart Corsairs and Bleak Swords. It wasn't even close. As you can see, he brought a lot of Dark Shards, but he just wasn't able to keep them up long enough. We broke through his front line so fast to make them really useful. He really mismicroed one of his Cold One Knights. I don't remember who won on the left flank. I think he did. But we both lost a unit of Dark Riders from that. I'm going to assume that it was this Dark Rider that got attacked. So, yeah, these guys definitely won. But, yeah, he needed to do a lot more damage with these Dark Shards with shields. And also, he sent some Cold One Knights straight into some Witch Elves and Spears, which did not end up working out with him. He did do good with this one, though. Or, well, I don't know which one it was. But he did some rear charges, but ultimately we won the front line so fast that they were then outnumbered. Alright. So, that's 1-0, me to Xiphos. And let's look at game 2 of round 3. There we go. And as you can see, I'm bringing Malekith again. I've got 4 Dread Spears, 3 Blackheart Corsairs, a Witch Elf, 2 Hardeneth Executioners, 2 Dark Shards with shields, a Cold One Knight, and a Dark Rider. So this time, he decided to go much less heavy on the range and decided to bring some high quality infantry of his own. So he's got 2 Dread Spears, 2 Bleak Swords, 2 Shades, actually. And Shades do have 40 melee attack and 32 melee defense. So they are not pushovers in melee combat. But they do only have 30 armor, so that's something to know. He's also got 2 Witch Elves on each flank, paired with a Cold One Knight. He's got 2 Hardeneth Executioners in the back. He's got Malekith, this time, on a Chariot, which I think is a pretty good pick. And he's got 1 Blackheart Corsair. Alright, let's do it. So, we're just going to be advancing on each other. And Malekith, important to note, is on Seraphon this match. So I see that he's got those Shades in there, and I'm immediately going to pull back with Malekith. And I think what I'm going to do is look for a good place for a what's it called? Dragon Breath, that's it. So I'm going to pull in with these guys and just try to protect my flank. He's sending Malekith in here, and he's doing a lot of damage to the Blackheart Corsairs and Dread Spears. So I'm immediately sending my Witch Elves after him, and I believe I'm going to route these Cold One Knights to him, because these Cold One Knights have the mass to really pin down a Chariot. I'm going to start shooting at him with my Dark Shards, and it looks like I don't actually do that. I should have done that. That would have been really useful. He gets a great Blade Wind on my very high value target of the Hardeneth Executioners. And at this point, I'm just trying to chase down Malekith, shoot at him with this armor-piercing missiles, and get these Witch Elves on him. I mean, they're fast, but it seems they have a hard time getting shots on heavily armored targets. Like it doesn't go through. So I'm not sure how that works, or how the proccing of Madness Decaying works. But these guys are actually facing the wrong direction, both of them. And I don't know why they're not continuing to fire on these guys, but I do correct that soon and decide to start getting them on these Cold One Knights. So, Minerva's Prowess does go down, and my Hardeneth Executioners are trading well with his, but we are outnumbered over here. Actually, I got some Blackheart Corsairs, so I should be able to win this engagement over time, I think. And as you can see, we are eventually doing some damage to Malekith over here. And I'm just trying to pull my Witch Elves over here and try to get them on this Chariot, but I just can't stop it. I'm just trying to get my Malekith on his, because if I can take down Malekith, that'll be huge for me. I have broken through the left flank, though. And it's looking like in these Dark Elf matchups that the high tier infantry is definitely the way to go. So I see all these Cold One Riders coming in. They are armored, so I get my Dark Shards with shields, starting to fire at them. And he tries to send these Witch Elves after my Dark Shards with shields, but they do get caught up on my infantry over there, luckily enough for me. So he's going to pop a Soul Stealer over here, and I think I'm going to pop one, seeing this juicy blob, I think I'm going to pop one soon. Unfortunately for me, I do walk through all my units, so it does hurt them all. So, I'm having my Dark Shards fire at Malekith, just trying to burst him down. He did get quite a bit of health back from that Soul Stealer. And I'm going to I'm going to come back in with Malkuth over here, and I think I'm going to do a Dragon Breath attack here, because look at this juicy blob of Cold One Knights. But I then do smell blood in the water over here, as Malkuth seems kind of separated from the rest of his group. I've seen these shades here, I start focusing them, because armor-piercing missiles on a unit like a dragon can be really, really powerful. I do drop a Soul Stealer in this big blob over here, that's going to help get Malkuth back up to health, and also do a lot of damage over here. And you can see it really is doing a lot of damage. Those Cold One Knights break. My Dark Sergeants with shields just absolutely wreck those shades over there, and Malkuth and all his troops are fleeing. So we are overall winning this blob. I'm actually not sure how. He had a lot more troops, and it seems like the Bleak Swords are not the way to go when you're fighting other Dark Elves. So it was another quick battle, and that's 2 wins for me, so the third game has been foregone, and I have made it through the third round. So let's look at that in-battle screen. Malkuth over here doing very well. I don't think I got any Dragon Breaths off even, so that's bad on my part. A lot of wasted potential there, but he still came out ahead. So Dread Spears, I really like them in almost any matchup. They're 450, they have 42 melee defense, and they can just hold. Blackheart Corsairs do absolutely fantastic. They're kind of like Forsaken in that, not in their stats, but in the way that they're used. Forsaken are obviously much better, but they're used for shredding low armored infantry, and they did. They got through these Dread Spears, these Witch Elves, and these Bleak Swords very quickly. So he actually did really good against my Hargneth Executioners with just the Chariot play, and that especially that Blade Wind did a lot of damage. I'm assuming to these guys or these guys. These guys did end up getting one chevron though. His guys got more kills than mine, but I was supporting with infantry that was just, I mean, they wiped out the lower tier infantry so fast that they were really able to help out with these guys, and these guys do have an anti-infantry bonus of 7, and anti-infantry bonus is armor piercing, so that really helped get through these guys, even though they had better engagements overall. His Cold One Knights really got mucked up in a lot of his own troops, and I took down those shades very, very fast with my own Cold One Knights, as well as with my Dark Shards. So, yeah, it was really rough for him. His Cold One Knights did do fairly well, though. They did better than mine, but as far as kills go. But mine probably took on a more important role of taking out those shades. I think that's what I use these Dark Riders for, too, although I didn't get to see it. But that's going to be round 3, guys. I have moved on to round 4. In the description, I will link the final scoreboard for the entire tournament, as this did all take place on one day, if you'd like to see the winner right now. This is going to be JonTaun for Brohammer signing out.